Thank you for joining us today on our interview. Will you please basically tell our viewers who you are?
I'm a psychologist. My name is Wanjeri Mahihu. My background is psychology and human behavior and hospitality and fine art. So I've got all these sort of different hats that I wear. I'm also a parent. I'm a single parent. I'm left-handed, and that has a lot to do with my psychology. It does. It does. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm practicing as a well-being therapist. So basically what that involves is counseling, psychotherapy, all kinds of psychological therapy, psychosocial therapy, psychospiritual therapy as well, psychoeducation.
What is psychoeducation?
Psychoeducation is when we get groups, like, especially the youth, or focus groups like parents or teachers or policemen, and teach them basic psychology skills or tools or insights or principles which are useful for their daily life. Basically, that's what it is. So we have those in sessions. It's like borrowed knowledge from psychology and then translating it into what you need. I also do talks, which is creating awareness. The purpose being to raise the consciousness of Kenya. So we go into schools, go into churches, anywhere where there's like a mass, a ripe mass, a ripe mass. And we try and give them, again, the principles for better living, for lack of a better word. So that, you know, the more people who are aware, consciously aware, the better it is, because especially if these people are in positions that they can start to effect some of the values and principles that we need. Yeah.
What is peace and who can be said to be at peace?
There is so much that would drive anybody to violence, politics or no politics. Basically, it's the state of mind the person is in. If you lack inner peace, there's really no divide in between. You're either a peaceful person or you're not. What drives a person to violence could be any of many things. They could be that way inclined. For example, starting even maybe from childhood, maybe they experience violence in their own life, in their family. It could be that a person is that way inclined. He's got the makeup for it. He may have experienced violence himself in his home. You know, the home is the nucleus of society. So what happens in your home as a child when you're born, even the pregnancy, the way that you experienced birthing, the way that your mother's pregnancy will affect your psyche. So by the time you're born, you already got some genetic coding. And then the experience of your home may impact you in a way that you will begin to look at life negatively, or you look at life charged with negative energy, for lack of a better word. So it could be that you're already charged. It could be that you are so dissatisfied with life. Some people are so inwardly angry. They are so anxious that they just need a little flame. It's like a dry grass forest, and you put a spark of fire and pff, the whole thing blows up. So they could be charged with negative emotions, that anything that triggers it, you know, it's like when you're in a bad mood or you're feeling very intolerant and somebody does you a little thing and you react in such a it doesn't match. That's what happens. So the state of the person, the emotional state of the person at the time of the impact, whatever the environment, when the environment impacts on that person. The other thing that could happen is some people are so passive, they are so writable on. There's some people who haven't developed their own character, their own personality, their own thinking, their own choices, that if they hang out with people who are doing certain stuff, they'll just get carried away. They get sort of like caught up in a vortex of other people's energy because they're not able to stand on their own, especially against another force. So, you know, so there's that as well. There could be also the knowledge that you have, you know. Like in some of the Eastern countries, they start programming you in school. You know, you start to learn certain ways of thinking, and you can't discriminate. That even violence looks right. You know what I mean? It looks like a right thing because of the way you've been taught, and the way you've been taught from when you were young. It's like terrorists, you know, they're taught from little. So for him to bomb himself and walk into a building and bomb himself, he thinks he's doing God a favor, you know, because that's the way he's been taught. So again, it's our learning, our education. That's why it's so important what we teach our children in school. The curriculum is so important because we learn those values. So if you come out the other end thinking, if you do me wrong, it's okay for me to fight you back, that's what you get.